Colon cancer will be diagnosed in nearly 109,000 Americans this year alone. And this is the part that should concern you. When it is caught early, the survival rate is over 91%. When it is caught late, that number drops to 13%. The difference between those two numbers almost always comes down to one thing: whether or not you notice the warning signs your body was already giving you. I have seen this happen too many times. A 58-year-old man, let's call him David, came in after months of changes in his bathroom habits. He thought it was stress. His wife thought it was his diet. By the time he got a colonoscopy, the cancer had already spread to his lymph nodes. If he had come in when the signs first started, his odds would have been completely different. And to understand why these signs matter so much, you need to understand how colon cancer actually develops. Because it does not just appear one day out of nowhere. Your colon is a long, muscular tube, about 5 feet, that makes up the last part of your digestive system. Its job is simple. It absorbs water and nutrients from the food you have already digested, then moves the waste out. The inside of your colon is aligned with millions of cells that are constantly renewing themselves. Old cells die, new ones replace them. That process happens every single day without you ever thinking about it. But sometimes that process goes wrong. A cell starts growing when it should not. It multiplies. It forms a small bump on the inner wall of the colon. That bump is called a polyp. Most polyps are tiny, some no bigger than a pencil eraser, and most of them are completely harmless. You could have one right now and never know it. But here's where it gets serious. Some polyps, particularly a type that doctors watch closely, start to change. The cells inside them begin to mutate. They grow faster. They stop following the rules your body set for them. This does not happen quickly. It takes 10 to 15 years for a polyp to turn into cancer. That is the window. 10 to 15 years where a simple screening could find it, remove it, and the problem is gone before it ever becomes dangerous. A study in the New England Journal of Medicine found that removing polyps during a colonoscopy reduced the risk of dying from colon cancer by 53%. But if no one looks, no one finds it. The polyp keeps growing. It pushes deeper into the colon wall. It starts affecting how your colon works, how it moves waste, how it absorbs nutrients, how it functions day to day. And that is when your body starts sending you signals. That is why I put together this list. 10 warning signs of colon cancer, ranked from commonly overlooked to the ones that should send you straight to your doctor. Number 1 is the sign almost everyone dismisses as something harmless. And stay until the end, because after the countdown, I am going to show you the specific steps research says can cut your risk dramatically, including one that lowered cancer deaths by 37% in a landmark 2025 trial. Number 10, feeling full faster than usual. You sit down to eat a meal you have had 100 times before. Halfway through, you feel stuffed, bloated, like your stomach shrank overnight. Most people blame it on getting older, but when a growth develops in the colon, it can partially block the passage of food and gas. That creates pressure. That pressure makes you feel full when you should not be. If this has become your new normal and it has lasted more than a few weeks, do not brush it off. Number 9, nausea or vomiting that you cannot explain. Not the flu, not food poisoning, just random waves of nausea, sometimes with vomiting, that come and go without a clear cause. When a tumor grows large enough to obstruct part of the colon, waste backs up. Your body responds with nausea. This is one of the signs doctors see most in cases that have already progressed, which is why you do not want to wait. Number 8, your stools look different. Specifically, they are narrower than usual, thin, ribbon-like, or pencil-shaped. This can happen when a mass inside the colon narrows the passage. In one change on one day is probably nothing. But if this pattern continues for more than a couple of weeks, that is your body giving you a signal. Number 7, cramping or abdominal pain that will not go away. Not the kind that comes after a big meal and leaves in an hour. This is persistent, dull, deep in your abdomen. It might come and go for days or weeks, but it keeps coming back. A tumor growing in the colon irritates the tissue around it and can cause ongoing discomfort. The JAMA review found that abdominal pain is one of the 4 most common warning signs of colon cancer, especially in people under 50. Number 6, you are more tired than you should be. You are sleeping enough. You are not sick, but you drag through every day. This kind of fatigue is different from normal tiredness. It does not get better with rest. What is often happening behind the scenes is that a tumor is slowly bleeding inside your colon. Not enough to see, but enough to drain your iron levels over time. Low iron means less oxygen getting to your muscles and brain. That is why you feel wiped out for no reason. Number 5, losing weight without trying. If you have dropped 10 or more pounds over a few months and you did not change your diet or exercise, that is not a gift. Cancer cells use enormous amounts of energy. They hijack your metabolism. Your body starts burning through its own resources to fight something you do not even know is there. Unexplained weight loss is one of the strongest red flags across almost every type of cancer, and colon cancer is no exception. Now, the next 4 signs are the ones I want you to take the most seriously. These are the warning signs that the American Cancer Society specifically calls out. If you notice any of these, even once, it is worth a phone call to your doctor. Number 4, a change in your bowel habits that lasts more than a few days. This is the big one that people explain away. Suddenly, you are constipated when you have never had that problem, or you have diarrhea that lasts weeks, or you alternate between both. Your bathroom routine has been roughly the same your entire adult life. When it changes and stays changed for more than a few days, that is not your diet. A growth in the colon physically changes how waste moves through you. The American Cancer Society lists this as one of the first signs to watch for. Number 3, iron deficiency or anemia your doctor cannot explain. Your blood work comes back, and your iron is low. Your doctor might put you on supplements. But if no one is asking why your iron dropped in the first place, that is a problem. In many colon cancer cases, the tumor bleeds slowly, so slowly you never see it. But over weeks and months, it drains enough blood to show up on a lab test. If your doctor tells you that you are anemic, ask them directly. Should we check my colon? Number 2, a feeling that your bowel does not fully empty. You go to the bathroom, you finish, but you still feel like something is there, like you need to go again, but cannot. This sensation, this incomplete feeling, can happen when a mass is sitting in the lower part of the colon or rectum. It physically takes up space. Your body senses something is still there because something is. Number 1, blood in your stool. This is the single most common warning sign found in the 2024 JAMA review. Almost half of younger colon cancer patients had blood in their stool. It might be bright red on the toilet paper. It might make the water in the bowl look darker. It might turn your stool black or tarry. Most people assume it is hemorrhoids. And yes, most of the time, that is exactly what it is. But you never want to guess wrong on this one. Blood in the stool is always abnormal, even if it happens once. Get it checked. Now, I promised I would show you what the research says you can do to protect yourself. This part could change everything. Remember what I explained at the beginning. Colon cancer starts as a polyp and takes 10 to 15 years to become dangerous. That means you have time on your side if you act. And only about 59% of Americans are getting screened at all. The recommended age to start is 45. If you have a family history, even earlier. But screening is just one piece. The other piece is what you do every single day, because research points to a few things you can actually control. A Western-style diet, heavy in processed food, red meat, and low in fiber, is one of the strongest risk factors. Researchers at Ohio State University presented findings showing that young adults who develop colon cancer are, on average, biologically 15 years older than their actual age. Diet and lifestyle were the primary drivers. The European EPIC study, one of the largest nutrition studies ever conducted, found that people who ate the most fiber had a 40% lower risk of colon cancer compared to those who ate the least. The American Institute for Cancer Research puts it simply: every 10 grams of fiber you add per day lowers your risk by about 7%. And right now, fewer than 1 in 10 adults are eating enough fiber. Then there is exercise. A landmark trial published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 2025, called the Challenge Trial, followed almost 900 colon cancer patients across 6 countries. The group that followed a structured exercise program had a 28% lower risk of their cancer coming back and a 37% lower risk of death compared to those who did not exercise. After 8 years, 90% of the exercise group was still alive, versus 83% in the other group. A separate analysis of 126 studies found that the most physically active people had a 19% lower risk of ever getting colon cancer in the first place. Even 30 minutes of walking a day makes a measurable difference. So here is your plan. It is simple. First, if you are 45 or older and you have not had a colonoscopy, schedule one. If you have a family history, talk to your doctor about starting sooner. This single step catches polyps before they become cancer. It is the most powerful tool you have. Second, eat more fiber. Aim for 30 grams a day: beans, lentils, oats, berries, broccoli, whole grains. You do not need a complicated diet. Just add more plants. Third, move your body 30 minutes a day, most days. Walk, swim, garden. The Challenge trial proved this is not optional. It is protective. Fourth, know the 10 signs. If even one of them shows up and sticks around, call your doctor. Do not wait. Do not assume it is something harmless. The difference between a 91% survival rate and a 13% survival rate is how early you catch it. If this helped you understand something about your health, then like, subscribe, and comment. I publish new evidence-based health videos every week.